Swadika, thank you for joining us in Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT Radio Thailand FM 88 and on NBT World. It's a Tuesday and the date is July 21st, and you're with me, Sandrahan Utsaha. Welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has visited Rayong province to meet with fruit farmers and to discuss policies that would add value to agricultural products. The Prime Minister, along with members of the Cabinet, met with local fruit farmers in the area and attended the release of a report on the local fruit economy. They were greeted by the governor of Rayong province as well as over 1,000 local residents. General Prayut announced that the government will work to increase the value of agricultural products by making the province the center of exports in the eastern region and to make Rayong a hub for various markets, including fruit, vegetables, seafood, and souvenirs for tourists. The Tapong District Administration asked for a budget of 32 million baht to develop its markets into functioning trading hubs, as envisioned by the Prime Minister. General Prayut agreed to consider the proposal. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has expressed his confidence that there will be enough water for domestic consumption during his visit to Rayong. The Prime Minister is in Rayong not only to observe the water management plan and visit the province's largest fruit market, but also to present his education policy to Kamnadwit Science Academy. According to General Prayut, the government is concerned about the drought crisis and has quickly addressed this issue to make sure Thais have sufficient water supply through its relief efforts. He said many areas have been experiencing water shortages due to El Nino. Meanwhile, the Premier said the market for Thai fruits will continue to grow further, especially when the ASEAN Economic Community takes shape at the end of this year. He has also been supporting fruit farmers through various market events. The National Research Council of Thailand, or NRCT, and the Biodiversity-Based Economy Development Office, or BEDO, held a seminar on the drought crisis in Thailand and solutions as an academic stage for sharing water crisis-related knowledge and research on climate change that also have negative impacts on Thailand's agricultural economy. Secretary General of NRCT, Professor Dr. Suthiporn Jitmitraphap, said while presiding over the seminar that the drought disaster was a natural occurrence like flooding and earthquakes emerging globally due to climate change. Extreme change in rainfall, temperatures, and humidity cause abnormalities in summer, but a deficit of rainfall during the rainy season. These environmental changes inevitably have threatened the climate in Thailand. Water shortages caused by the dry spell have resulted in a critically low amount of water being reserved in major dams and reservoirs in the country. Professor Dr. Suthiporn emphasized that all sectors in Thailand have continuously integrated their powers to reduce the impact of the drought. The measures are, for example, the reduction of water release in main dams and the suspension of in-season rice plantations in the Chao Phraya River Basin. The Secretary General of the National Security Council, or NSC, has confirmed that all Uyghur Muslims who were repatriated to China by Thailand have been treated appropriately by Chinese authorities. Upon his return from an official visit to China from July 15th to 19th, NSC Secretary General Anusit Kunakon said he went to Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region to observe the living conditions of the 109 Uyghurs who earlier faced deportation from Thailand. The group was found to have been sent to a rehabilitation center and was safe and well taken care of. He also denied a report that claimed some of the deportees were killed during the handover to China. Based on information from high-ranking Chinese officials, Mr. Anusit revealed that some of the Uyghurs had been lured out of the country by human traffickers, whereas many others were active members of terrorist groups. He therefore defended the legitimacy of both Thailand and China in handling the Uyghur issue, saying the previous repatriation procedure was in line with international practice. According to the NSC chief, the Chinese government has pledged to ensure safety for the Uyghur people, as well as all other ethnic minority groups in the country. All information acquired during his visit to China has been reported to the Prime Minister and will be compiled by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for clarification to the international community. The Ministry of Commerce expressed confidence that Thai rice will meet its annual export target despite the ongoing drought crisis. The ministry forecasts that the price of Thai rice in the second half of the year is expected to rise due to low supplies stifled by the dry season. The drought has hit many rice producers in the region, and a number of countries began to import rice for fear of further drought. Despite high overseas demand, the ministry has insisted that the government needs to take a conservative approach and maintain reserves of at least 5 million tons to ensure food security. Many countries in the region are expected to vie for Thai rice imports under government-to-government and private contracts. The Philippines, for example, is expected to open rice bidding soon in order to ensure adequate supply amid region-wide drought. The ministry is confident that Thailand will be on target this year and export 10 million tons of rice. Airports of Thailand, or AOT, and the Department of Civil Aviation have decided to hold in abeyance the new baggage screening policy, which is to apply to domestic flights from Don Mueang Airport until Terminal 2's opening this September. AOT Chairman Parasong Puntanet announced that the AOT's recent meeting had agreed to continue imposing the new practice on passengers of all international flights departing from Don Mueang Airport, while strict baggage screening procedures for domestic flights will be relaxed, meaning only check-in bags prior to entering the check-in area will be screened, while carry-on items will be scanned just before passengers leave the passenger concourse. The modified practice for domestic flights is temporarily effective from Monday, the 20th of July, until the opening of Terminal 2, which will provide an expanded service for domestic terminal. Terminal 2 is expected to be ready this September. The Minister of Transport has revealed that South Korea has agreed to allow Thai AirAsia X to conduct additional flights to and from Seoul starting this October, reflecting the country's trust in the safety of Thai aviation. Following his recent meeting with the South Korean ambassador to the Kingdom of Thailand, Transport Minister Air Chief Marshal Parajin Jantong disclosed that the ambassador expressed thanks to Thailand for supporting a South Korean official in becoming the Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization. On this occasion, the country also confirmed its cooperation with Thailand in the development of marine transport, particularly between the Port Authority of Thailand and the Busan Port Authority. Furthermore, permission was granted by South Korea to Thai Air Asia X, Thailand's low-cost long-haul carrier, to operate more flights between Don Mueang International Airport in Bangkok and Incheon International Airport in Seoul, in a show of confidence in the Thai Department of Civil Aviation's ability to address the pending safety issue. As a result, the airline is scheduled to adjust its flight frequency on the Bangkok-Seoul route from once a day at present to twice a day as of October 25th this year. The National Reform Council has approved in principle the proposed reform of anti-corruption operations. The National Reform Council, or NRC, meeting on Monday resolved to endorse the report from the committee in charge of the reform designed to prevent and clamp down on corruption. The first item on the agenda of the report is about anti-corruption reform, which received 218 votes in support with no objections and 7 abstentions. It will accordingly be presented to the Cabinet for consideration. The meeting also approved 3 draft laws proposed by the committee, which include a public information law, a state public relations law, and a law related to crimes concerning a conflict of personal and public interest. All these drafts will be passed back to the committee for vetting within 7 days. Personnel of the Public Relations Department, or PRD, practice their cycling skills as training for the Bike for Mom nationwide cycling activity. PRD Director General Apinan Jantarangsi, Deputy Directors General Jamlong Singh Thongam and Darun Chaisan, and former PRD senior officials led department personnel in cycling around the compound of the PRD's headquarters in Soi Ari of Bangkok. Aside from PRD personnel, the session also saw participation from members of the Public Relations Society of Thailand. Making 2 laps around the PRD compound, the group covered a distance of 3.6 kilometers. The Bike for Mom cycling activities, being hosted in commemoration of Her Majesty the Queen's 83rd birthday anniversary on August 12th, will be taking place at various sites nationwide on August 16th. And the government's Health City Community Lifestyle Fair has accumulated over 59,000 visitors and generated about 10 million baht in revenue over the course of its first 2 weeks as it continues into the final week. The fair, which is being held at Purung Krung Kasem Canal near Government House, features more than 100 vending stalls offering health-related products from around the kingdom. These items are considered relatively rare in the market, but are being sold at discounted prices at the fair. Products highlighted include andrographis gel, herbal products for the elderly, herbal snacks, Heum grass products, and dieting tea. Other activities include a hammer massage service, seminars on deploying herbal knowledge to generate income, and using herbs to treat ailments. Event goers can also have a free basic physical examination and vaccinations. And that is the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. It's time for a break now, but first here's a look at the exchange rates and the commodity prices.
maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. The 10th core value: applying His Majesty the King's sufficiency economy, saving money for a time of need, being moderate with surplus for sharing or expansion of business.
Even if we don't see them, they are amongst us. And they're hungry. Slay your power-sucking monsters. Take their power away. Think when you plug.
Swadee krab, this is Thailand at large.
The show which is about to take you to the new experiences with the exciting stories.
With charming fascination.
Good.
With a touch of Thainess.
Let's join us on NBT World.
Explore with us and you'll know and love Thailand even more than before.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. This week we have another special series from our reporter Kun Banot. He's been in Cambodia to cover several interesting stories on business and investment opportunities for foreign investors there, as Cambodia is regarded as a prominent investment destination. Let's join Kun Banot in Phnom Penh right now.
For decades now, foreign investors have foreseen the vast business opportunities here in Cambodia. The country is rich in cultural diversity, and its natural resources are extensive, with many places still untouched and waiting to be explored. Cambodia's GDP growth year-on-year since the early 2000s sits at a resilient 7%, which is one of the highest in the world. Continuous construction and land development signals rapid growth throughout the country, while those who are able to tap into the country's surging development will definitely find great benefits. In our exclusive interview with the Minister Counselor of Commerce for the Thai Embassy in Cambodia, Mrs. Thiranan Wongwongkon talks about Cambodia's economy and the great opportunities in the country's future.
As for the overall economy of Cambodia, the ADB, or Asian Development Bank, has estimated the GDP growth in 2015 to be around 7%. This year, the factors that will help the country with an expansion of its economy are the four main pillars. First is agriculture. It is able to greatly expand farming areas to gain more produce. Second is construction. Numerous residential and commercial ventures have allowed the construction sector to keep rising at a constant 15% each year. The third pillar is tourism, where the Cambodian government expects an increase in tourist arrivals of another 20% this year. The fourth pillar is the country's manufacturing base. Their main manufacturing plant produces garments. Beside the manufacturing plants that require labor intensity, they also have a growing number of light labor industries, such as factories that produce electronic parts, situated in various provinces throughout the country. Investors want to invest in Cambodia because they see the supporting policies of the government here. There are also a lot of young people here. They are the new consumers. There is a growing number of people in middle class, and the investors here are confident of their purchasing power. The government here gives freedom to money transfers, even to transfer the profit and capital back abroad. They have no restrictions on the amount of capital transfers. The currency in use here is the US dollar currency, which ensures that the exchange rate will not fluctuate.
With so many benefits provided to foreign investors by the Cambodian government, direct foreign investment has greatly propelled the country's development. The rapid development has also resulted in a greater expansion of the middle class and greater purchasing power, along with strong public consumption. As there is so much room to grow and advance here, Mrs. Tiranan suggests that business wanting to enter the market should focus on dealing with the young consumers, as teens and young adults here love new technology and lifestyle items just like teens abroad. Investors can also focus on established areas such as construction, tourism, and processed agricultural goods for export. To see how foreign investors are doing in rural Cambodia and how they can utilize the country's beneficial policies, we decided to travel 150 kilometers down south to Kampot province. Join me tomorrow on NBT World. This is Panosi Sinsap in Phnom Penh, Cambodia.
Greece repaid the European Central Bank on Monday, the bank said, clearing a key obligation worth about 4.2 billion euros with one of its top lenders after receiving temporary funding while it negotiates a bigger bailout deal. The 3.5 billion euro bond and 700 million euro interest payment to the ECB was crucial. Without it, the bank could have been forced to end emergency liquidity assistance to Greek banks if the government defaulted on its bond payment. It also comes after Greece repaid about 2 billion euros to the International Monetary Fund, clearing all its arrears after missing several payments in June and July. Athens received a 7 billion euro temporary or bridge finance facility late last week, so it could quickly repay its most urgent debts, even before its 86 billion euro bailout was in place. And that's all we have for you in this edition of Newsline. For any comments or suggestions that you may have, feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on our Facebook page by simply typing in NNT, and you can check out our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. We're going to say goodbye with giant panda Lin Hui in Chiang Mai Zoo. Lin Hui has recently had artificial insemination performed on her, and doctors suspect that she is now pregnant. I'm Sandra Han with Sahat for Newsline. Have a wonderful day. Sawasdee ka.